call it?
Bumblegup.
Don't you just want to shut the fuck up so we can start the show?
I was muted, and then you made me
No,
have
you
to
weren't.
talk
I
again.
heard you moving. Shut the fuck up.
Oh my god. Is this how
Please
the
remember
fucking
the
show's
views and
gonna go
opinions expressed
tonight?
by this show or any other show on
Absolutely.
DV Radio and its guests are strictly those of sad individuals and do not reflect those of the DV Radio staff nor the staff of dysfunctional veterans.
Attention everyone.
You're tuned in live.
DV Radio.
Online and on the go on your mobile device.
Listeners' discretion is advised.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Let's get ready to
Hey, you're listening to DV Radio with the old guy. I see Bo, who never leaves his couch for some reason. Google and Recoil, and I don't know where Marquis is at.
I was going to say he probably went to Kroger.
The little garlic sauce is delicious. You alt-right neo-Nazi bastards better stop it right now.
If you use the cheap sauce, it don't taste good.
It tastes like ass.
And I've got an important message.
Joe Junkie and Carrie Crack are perfectly fine for Tombstone.
Well, Carrie Crack is perfectly fine. She's in New Zealand. I wouldn't have sex with Brad Pitt.
How can you even read that with a straight face? Well, I've heard that many like short and tuna can girth, so I'm winning in that round apparently.
You're tuned in to WDVR on DVRadio.net or by searching DV Radio on your TuneIn app on your favorite mobile device.
Because this is how it is on DV Radio.
That is how it is right here on Barracks Talk on DVRadio.net, WDVR on Bonerwood. We got DB6 because you heard him at the beginning of the show. He wouldn't mute the fucking Skype. We got Recoil and Google, and no, Marquis is not here. He's working at his job folding foam stuff, Thingies. How you guys doing tonight?
Well, I was just told by the staff at Subway that the meat is killed in the traditional Islamic way. I'm still trying to figure out how the fuck you'd strap a backpack to a chicken.
Fucker.
Nice.
Jesus.
You guys talk for just a minute. I'm making a spam post.
Oh, okay. So, so now that the show has started,
Well,
Six
I
does
mean-
not want to be here.
Right?
Well, I gotta
Right.
record this.
Don't worry, Google. I got your 6. I'm recording.
A pork fat and gelatin post. Mmm.
Oh man. That's good.
So what's going
Well,
on this week?
while Six is making his spam post, guess who was brought back by the neighbors for chasing chickens?
The pudding guy?
That's right. Fucking Storm.
So what happened? We get a phone call, or they just walk back with the dog?
They walked him back.
Did he have feathers hanging out of the sides of his mouth?
No, he did not. But
He's like, well, if I can't chase our chickens, I'll go over and chase theirs.
that's what I'm thinking is exactly what happened. So we need to do some chicken and duck training with the dog.
There's the downside to having a dog with some intelligence. They're like, fuck it. Apparently these chickens aren't good to chase. I'll try the other ones.
No, I get in trouble for chasing these chickens. So I'll go find somewhere I won't get in trouble because my mom and dad won't know.
Oh, shit. Then he has to do the walk of shame back to the house.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, you should see the picture I put in chat of him. It's twice now he's come up to me and has a parrot feather stuck to his nose. Like,
yeah, but that's not from going after. That's not from going after Yui. That's from.
I know that, but when the dog shows up with feathers attached to its fucking face, yeah, I feel confident that's not from going after the parrot. Yeah,
I know, but that's I'm trying to explain it to our listeners, considering we were just talking about chasing chickens.
And I was making a antidote. Never mind. Whatever.
Jesus.
But I didn't make sense.
Oh man. Anyway, so that's the storm update.
And we got the chicken update.
Yep.
Okay. The explosive.
What we did lose one of the baby chickens
since last week, yeah. But we saved 3.
Yes.
Yes, we did. And 2 ducks.
Yep. The ducks are still in isolation. We are still treating their fucking bumblefoot, but they should be almost done.
Bumblefoot. I think it's like bumblefuck. So I learned something new today. And I had my, back before DV started, Google and I had temporary custody of my, which then 8-year-old niece. We had her for two years before she went and got a forever home or whatever you want to call it. And I was just over the house. I took her out for the day, met her foster parents. And we're talking on the way back from Boston. And I was telling her about something about the thought police, how the dream police has been changed to the thought police. And she's like, she doesn't know the song. And she goes, which thought are you talking about? And she's giggling. I go, thought, 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 right? And she goes, oh, you know what we mean by, what the kids mean by thought when you're talking about a girl in school, right? I'm like, no. She goes, it's THOT. I'm like, she goes, you know what that stands for? I go, no. Apparently it's like a thought girl. When they say thought girl, they mean the hoe over there. That's what they're like.
God.
I'm like, what?
Wow.
Jesus.
Thought girl, the hoe over there. Wow.
Holy hell.
And then she's recording me on Instagram. She goes, don't worry, Uncle, I got your double chin. Fuck you.
Nice.
That's fantastic.
But good news is, even though I'm old, she says I don't look old because I still have my giggle lines, whatever that is, my laugh lines. She called them giggle lines.
Giggle lines.
So, yeah. So, went to Kelly's. But anyhow.
You went to where?
There's North Korea. I know Google's going to be talking about that. Holy shit. Trump's like, somebody's I can see it now. Somebody joked that CNN is getting a story ready to go. That he got proof now that he colluded with North Korea. and they're putting Obama in for another Nobel Peace Prize because of this. I dropped my cheek.
Because North Korea is supremely powerful.
Is Obama getting?
Here's a couple things just on the news that I don't know. There's nothing like a college that has a cry closet because they're really trying to prepare these young people for the challenges of the real world when they get out. A freaking cry closet because finals week is stressful. All the vets are like, yeah. Well, how long before a vet goes in there and rubs one out on one of the teddy bears?
It goes from cry closet to whack shack.
Oh my god!
Is that what we're calling the Build-A-Bear workshop now?
It's probably the same school that's got a professor that's trying to convert his students over to ISIS. He may face federal charges. Are you kidding me?
He may, yeah.
Well, at least the college got rid of him. But I have 10. I got tenure right here. 6 inches of tenure of Irish. Here's your cry closet.
That's probably a good idea. In the closet's where they belong.
Yeah, well, if the cry closet has pudding pops in there,
right, and a lock on the outside.
Come get your pudding pops.
What else? I guess I should give you. I'm supposed to read. I had love-hate mail, but I don't have it. I can't find it, and I didn't do a live video this week. I apologize.
Hey, just so everybody knows, I'm glad we do a pre-show. I'm glad we have a pre-show every week.
What am I doing wrong, Bo?
Not doing a pre-show during the pre-show.
What's wrong? What am I doing wrong? What am I missing?
I'm just saying, we don't do a pre-show during the pre-show.
What?
It's an irrelevant fact, 6.
Yes.
I still have 11 minutes, right?
Yes. I didn't say your time was up,
What's
did
Google
I?
whispering to?
I'm not whispering.
She sighed.
My goodness.
She's writing an apology letter to the neighbor's chickens.
I'm surprised our chickens haven't been down there yet. They need to teach them a thing or two. You need to teach your chickens to fight back. Right. Got a couple serious roosters here. So apparently, in news of the page, yes, I've been banned twice. Well, not banned. I don't know. They logged me off and said I offended somebody. Please don't do that again. Please go to community guidelines. Don't post stuff like this again. But they don't show you what it was. And the community guidelines, as we all know, is whatever the hell they want them to be. It's not fair. But Bo and I, we might as well tell you that other social media site that is, I don't know, I'm starting to hear more about it. MeWe. You guys know about MeWe? Bo has hooked us up with a profile on there, and then we started a group. So depending on which one you land, if you have to ask to join, that's the profile one. There's a permanent post there saying go to the group page. But we're trying to figure it out, and I guess we'll use that as a backup for now.
So MeWe. So instead of the Russians getting all of our personal information, now it's the Japanese, huh?
Yep.
Is that what that is?
Fuck, I don't know.
Who knows? That's the sound the gong makes when the baby's born. MeWe.
Hold on. And then, so one of our admins, our mods, posted I posted it, but he sent it in. A thing on gender. What would you call that? Gender chart? Do you know what I'm talking about there, Recoil?
I do. I don't know what the fuck you call them things, but it's like the circles that all blend together like a chart.
Yeah, we've seen that kind of meme before. I'm still scrolling. Apparently, this happens a lot. I could post a picture of, I don't know, a pencil, and I'm against ink pens or something. I mean, they add words to stuff, and they make up all kinds of things about how they're offended. And a couple of our admins got in there, and I'm almost there. This guy, 296 days till Daytona 500. All right, done every friggin' day. And apparently, some dumbass, they finally taught robots how to use guns. Oh man, haven't anybody know about what's that thing called? Spectre,
right? Or Maximum Overdrive?
No, from the Terminator. What is that?
The T-20.
Spynet. Skynet.
Oh,
what are you reading? It's gone. You believe that? The post is gone. I should have screenshotted it.
That surprises you?
The one of the person complaining that read into everything.
Oh, they took their shit down.
Hanoi Jane, Book Club, God, Blood of My Enemy, Shawshank. It's T-Pain, David Letterman, the VA's killing us, Kanye, Over the Wall for You, We, Dying Guy, Finger Punch, World War II vet. Yep, it's gone. It's deleted.
Yep. Hey, since you mentioned Kanye, so you know that his wife, Kim Kardashian, got onto her Twitter account apologizing for his behavior and trying to convince him that he needs to stop saying what he's saying because it's offensive to her and it's hurting her reputation.
I found it. All right, so on the DV page on the visitor side, I'm going to read this to you. I have a minute. And it's from Caitlin Untiet. And she writes, I realize that this page is for veterans, by veterans. My father is one. My husband is one. Okay, there's your qualifier, but it's actually a disqualifier. You just disqualified yourself in that first sentence. But this classification by DV Dragon of people who are transgendered Nowhere in this meme does it say the word transgender anywhere. As people who suffer from mental disorders and nothing more has got to stop. You are all probably serve with people who are transgendered. They are your brothers and sisters. Any of you who think of them as people who simply suffer from mental disorders, because I've heard it all before. They don't accept themselves for what they are, so how can we? ? Well, I say to you narrow-minded people, period. Pardon my grammar and spelling, but please don't miss what my point, period. They are people too, period. You serve with them, period. They are your brothers and sisters, okay? We're repeating, period. It might seem funny to you to make fun of them, period. If it makes you feel good about yourself, period, that's great, comma. Whatever makes you feel good so you can sleep at night, period. They are people too, period. Veterans too, it isn't a mental disorder. You fear what you don't know, you simple-minded fools. Carry on, tear me down, but they are veterans and people too. Now we go to the section. So,
hold on. So, this individual that wrote this apparently does not understand what a complete sentence is.
No, they don't know what a meme is, and they added words. They're nowhere in this meme. It's a dig on Apache pilots. At the center of all these circles, they coalesce, and each circle has part of the Apache helicopter, and it just says mental disorder. Let me finish.
But you missed my point.
I got
they
your
don't
point
understand.
About her writing. Let me finish before I lose my train of thought. So, all it says is mental disorders. This is a problem this is why we're always getting banned. They report stuff because they infer or they assume, and they put words to something that's just a picture. A picture is worth 1,000 words. Yeah, but not shit you make up, I guess. So, Tin Man, I love Tin Man. He can write. He says, I guess you are hanging up on transgender and not able to look past that. You ignore that mental disorder was put on men, women, transgender, and mental disorder. The Apache pilot was the common factor of having a mental disorder that all the groups could be. Sorry that you are single issue focused. This page is obviously not for you. Edit. Tim Man puts P.S. I looked again. It doesn't say anywhere transgender on the picture. It has 2 big mental disorder circles and a male and female circle one. You really had to dig into your I want my pussy hurt bag to come up with being offended by this.
God.
And, of course, here we go. She threw the 22 a day out at us. Do you know what the biggest killer of veterans is these days? Bad
memes.
Here? No, memes? Shit.
Yeah.
Got this one wrong. Other veterans who are too stupid to understand what they think is funny are killing the other ones. But, But my father was a vet, so you have to listen to me.
These are the people that don't know what DV and DV Radio and DV Farm is all about. They just read what they see on the outside.
I'm so glad you mentioned that because that was brought up.
Let's judge a book by its fucking cover.
They always mentioned in there. You're using this as an example to explain why people who aren't you might get offended by it. Because you're not talking about the people who are or were offended. You're talking about some hypothetical group that only exists in your imagination. You're not even offended on your own behalf. You are vicariously offended for someone else. That's the other thing that's common. You remember the meme I put up of the amputee support group? And the numbers were the piece of paper of body parts, and you had to tear a body part off. And they all were flipping out about how offensive this is hurting amputee. And the amps were the ones that loved it the best.
And the ones that gave it to us to begin with.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Hey, Six. I don't want to mention who we're going to have on very soon on the show. But they're going to be really offended when they hear what comes out of his mouth, aren't they?
Oh, my God. Yeah.
What I don't understand is the whole fucking stupidity of people. Like, even if you thought transgenderism was a mental disorder, it doesn't mean that you don't care about the person that has it.
Yeah, so
that's exactly what it means.
That's like there's a comedian, I can't think of his full name, he's Russell something, And he has a stand-up routine where he talks about this 14-year-old kid that wanted to meet him. And when he met him, he said, will you be at my funeral when I pass? Because he had really bad cancer. And one of his routines was that he went around the city dressed up as a huge-ass dick, like a literal penis, in a penis costume, scaring the shit out of people. And the kid said, okay, there's only one thing that you have to do at the funeral. And he said, okay, what's that? He said, oh, I think you know what it is. So his thing for the comedian to show up was to dress up as a penis at the funeral. He had his dad dressing up as the Grim Reaper, and every time somebody would cough, he would take his scythe and point at him and shit like that. The kid doesn't have cancer anymore or anything. But I was like, he's 14 years old and making fun of death and cancer. That's the only way to get through it.
That had to stop his thing. He was really, really good, and he'd go in there, and these kids are dying, and he was brutal on them, and they loved it because it's like everybody treated him like kid gloves, and they ended up yanking him. Yeah. And it was like the kids were up in arms about it. It's like, you people, you treat us like kid gloves and stuff, and here this guy's just cracking jokes. He's making us laugh. It's you other people that that aren't dying that are the killing us with the
You're the ones that's keeping them depressed, that's keeping them stressed, that's making them look at the dark side of things.
Oh, I gotta find that clip now. It was awesome. It was awesome. So.
But yeah, that's the whole thing about comedy. It's going through the darkest of times with a smile on your face.
I can't wait till when I'm getting on my deathbed, I'm gonna fuck with people so hard.
Well, it's like I watched yesterday. There's a clip from I've Got a Secret back in the early 50s, and it was in 1956, and the man was 96 years old in 1956. So he was born in 1860. 1865 is when Abe Lincoln was shot by John Wilkes Booth. The man was 5 years old, and the players have to ask questions, and he says yes or no and all this to figure out what his secret is. And one of them asked, was he ever president? And he said, yeah, I believe he was president once. And that was funny in itself. And then the other one asked, was it depressing to see what he had saw, or scary or something? He said, I was scared when I saw it. And it was the funniest thing because this man is 96 years old trying to make jokes about Abe Lincoln's death that he saw at 5 years old. And the only thing he was worried about was when John Wilkes Booth jumped over the balcony and broke his leg, and he's begging his mom to go help the man that broke his leg on stage after the president just got shot in the head.
You just reminded me of something, too, about the damn barn. I did a post on the barn. Well, all right. Look, the DV farm, we have blueprints that were donated for specific architectural blueprints for a specific barn. And the stalls, no matter how we try to do it, we can't make bigger than 10 by 10. We need something bigger, 12 by 12, and 4 to 6 stalls. And we put the word out on the page. But here's the thing. If you want to help us, if you have we can use anybody's blueprints, but they have to be from a legit architectural firm, licensed or certified in the state of New Hampshire too. So that's where our hang up is. I got tons of links and stuff, but unless it's very, they're approved through the state of New Hampshire, we can't use it. So if you own a barn or something and it's from a firm, even if it's in your state, we can look and find out. Maybe they're licensed in all 50 states or something. But we're looking for some new blueprints for this barn we want to build. Is that about right, Google?
Yes. And actually, while we were talking and stuff, I was responding to someone from an architectural firm.
No shit?
Yes.
Is that the one email that I didn't open yet? Yeah, I probably
yes.
Figures as I go to air with it on podcast.
No, that's fine.
You love your father.
God.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Man. Well, the bigger issue is it's not that the post itself has gotten a lot of traction, and it's great that we're getting links to buy blueprints online, but that doesn't do us any good because obviously they don't have a seal on them.
That's what it is. They got to have that. Yeah.
Well, they've got to have an architect seal on it.
Yeah. That's what
so
it is.
if you have barn blueprints with somebody that is certified in New Hampshire, it has to have the seal on it. Contact info@dvfarm.org. Is that about right?
That's good. Yeah, I'll bring it. Maybe we'll get the live video done tomorrow. The update. Yeah. So, but all in all, look, I love the support we get here. It means a lot to not just all the volunteers and the organization, but for the vets that are going through the program. I'm going to tell you, one of the things I'm learning, I didn't deal with this when I came in, but a lot of the most common denominator is a lot of these vets are down, and they feel like they're not worthy, their self-respect and all that, and you guys giving us the support and the love that you do means a lot to them. And we're doing our best to get these guys ready to go back out there. So thank you again for everybody and the support. And don't forget, we are going to have an open house and a 4th of July event here in Gilsum on the farm property. So if you ever want to see what all the donations and the support and the shares and all that other stuff is going to, get your ass up here on the 4th. There'll be food, fireworks, and you can meet the vets and to tour the property and stuff like that. The only one that won't be here for sure is some fucking dude that sits on his couch all day down in North Carolina that runs TV radio, but that can't be helped. But Recoil, you're coming, right?
I hope so.
Oh, God. I know PTSDog is coming. I know Tin Man, Jaffo are coming. Hopefully Dragon can make it. I mean, we might be able to get pretty much all the volunteers up here. So if you don't show up...
Nevermore from Disgruntled, I believe, is going to make it up.
Yep. Well, she's attached to the dog.
That
like
leash, though. That leash, though.
Yeah. Yep. And my mods and the volunteers... some of them are gonna be up here for a week, so it's gonna be fun times. And one more time, just want to let you know, I do have out of all the vets here, I got 2 that are indigent. And for those who don't know what the word indigent means, they have no income, no family, nothing. So if you want to send a gift card or a few gift cards, Walmart gift cards are great. $50, $100, whatever. Send them to the address on the website, but it's 14 Whitney Stage Road, Gilsum, New Hampshire, 03448. And gift cards like that won't go into the general fund. What did I just do? I'm going live. I touched the button on the fucking PC.
Good job.
Shit, kill this.
Good fucking
How did
job.
that happen?
Good job.
Yeah, they could use it. So anytime you donate cash or whatever, that goes right into the main account for the farm, and that covers expenses and all that. We can't disperse money to the vets, but if you send a gift card, stuff like that, and we've got a couple left from DV Rape Whistle. And those are for the new guys that come in that don't have an income. But other than that, there's no other way that these guys can get stuff they need. I mean, we do give them stuff like cosmetics, toothpaste, shampoo, toiletries and stuff, but some of these guys smoke. Some of them need, go through their clothes. Nothing like going and buying their stuff themselves and have to go to the Salvation Army version of Walmart. So
what was that fancy ass college boy word you used again?
Indigent.
Oh, I thought you were mispronouncing Native American.
No.
Oh man.
But oh my God, I hope Google, there's a guy running. He's like, the only way you can defeat a fake Indian is elect a real Indian. And It's in Massachusetts. They're making him take the billboard down because it's offensive. He's suing them. Good. Massachusetts. That's awesome. And somebody says, he's the Indian with the dot, not with the feather. I love it. The whole race is crazy. You know, in India, when you get your bride, the husband scratches off the dot to see what he won. Oh, man. You did the chicken one. I might as well. Let's offend everybody tonight, right? Oh, man.
Good job.
Okay, so it is 21:30. We do have to take a break, but before we go,
everybody.
Before we go to break, PTSDog's GoFundMe contest that we had, where if you guys donated and got to the goal of $1,000, 3 of you would be on Barracks Talk and the Service Dog Show with himself. That did not happen, so we can't choose a winner because we didn't reach the $1,000 goal. However, that $1,000 would still be needed to help publish the book and all of that good stuff. So go over to GoFundMe.com and be sure to donate if you still can. If you can't, a share is more than appreciated. Also, May 5th, there is the Save 22's third annual hike for veteran suicide awareness. It is located at the Carroll County Vets Club in Carllton, Ohio. And registration, I believe, begins at 7 a.m. And it lasts until 6 p.m. This year's keynote speaker will be Dog Tag Dave from N22. Madison Rising will be the band performing at the festivities. They'll also have food and craft vendors. The information will be updated.
Food and crap?
Food and craft.
Oh, craft.
Information on their Facebook event page will be updated as added. And again, that's May 5th. That's next Saturday, the third annual Save 22 hike for veteran suicide awareness. Recoil, do you remember Chris White, the guy that wore the Bikini American flag and shot fireworks and all that good stuff? We had him on like a year ago, 2 years ago.
I'll take that as a no. He's probably outside smoking already.
Anyway, so he's going to be there, and he is a great guy. Hopefully, we're going to have him on in the near future. Ooh. But again, that's the Save 22 hike for veteran suicide awareness on May 5th. That's next Saturday. Information is in the chat on dvradio.net, and it'll be in the description below as well. And you are listening to Barracks Talk right here on dvradio.net.
DV Radio.
There's a smell in the air today. No, it isn't those beans you had last night either. It's an explosion of napalm in the AM. An all-natural soap only from kbarsoapco.com. So start your day off as Lieutenant Colonel Kilgore does with the smell of napalm in the AM. Only from kbarsoapco.com.
I love the smell of napalm in the morning.
That's kbarsoapco.com.
DV Radio is for our fellow brothers and sisters, and it's all free of charge for our listeners, our guests, and even those that have shows right here on dvradio.net. We do everything in-house, from mixing and recording ads and shows to the website and all that you get from us. We love promoting veteran-owned businesses and highlighting those in the veteran community. So if you would like to continue to hear what we bring to you and have even more in the future with the best quality that we can possibly bring to you, please head over to dvradio.net and click that PayPal donation button. Any amount is welcome, from $1 to $100 million that your uncle lets you in his trust fund. So please head over to dvradio.net and click that PayPal donation button right now.
DV Radio.
Let's get it on.
We've got some food bread made for you.
The music.
Let's go!
You're listening to WTVR on dvradio.net. By veterans, for veterans.
Simply made for you.
You're listening to Barracks Talk with DV6, Google, Recoil, Marquis Davis, and Bonerwood.
What's up? We're back to Barracks Talk right here on WDVRDVRadio.net. What's the music that you hear? Well, we're here with James from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. New England. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing pretty good today. Doing pretty good.
Good. Now, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., isn't that a comic book thing or television series?
It's actually both. Comic book and television series.
Nice. Just so everybody that's listening knows, I'm not an idiot. I am a geek. I do know what Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is. So, yeah. But why do you guys call yourselves Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. first off? And if you don't mind, who are you and what do you do?
Well, the reason why we call ourselves Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. New England, actually, is because I started it out using my fandom of S.H.I.E.L.D., and when I ran into others that were fans too, we're all from the New England area, so we decided just to add the New England part to the end of it, so then we can easily, everyone knows, okay, well, they're mostly all out of New England, and then we can expand as we go.
Nice. So it started because you're a nerd, obviously. And I have nothing against that. Like I said, I myself am a nerd. I love Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. What do you guys do? I know you guys go to Comic-Cons and stuff like that. What is a Comic-Con for those that don't know that's listening briefly? And what do you do at these Comic-Cons?
Well, a comic book convention is the largest nerd convention that you see around. So you go to a comic book convention, you will see every type of nerd out there that you know of. So you got people that are dressed up in Captain America costumes to people dressed up in costumes from anime series or even 1980s cartoons that we all know, like G.I. Joe and Voltron, all those TV shows. That's really it. It's really any nerd can go out and be themselves. They don't have to go to a show and not dress up and kind of hide behind regular clothing. They can just go out and dress up and be who they want to be for that day or those days and have a great old time meeting celebrities, meeting other fans of the TV shows or the cartoons that they know about. And, you know, it's like we all treat each other as family there.
Cool. You guys aren't crazy or furries or anything like that, right?
No, we it's actually pretty funny. One of my deputy director is actually pretty afraid of furries. So anytime a furry comes walking past our booth, she goes like hiding behind the vehicles.
I can't say that I blame her there. I mean, if you've seen some of them, you'd be pretty terrified. So,
yeah.
What is it your specific, is it a group, organization? How would you explain that?
It's a fan club. I mean,
okay.
We're all big fans of the show, so we just got together and, you know, it started with myself and my own pickup truck, and then it turned into a 20-plus member fan club.
I love that. What exactly does your fan club, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. New England, do? I know you guys go to these, like you said, comic book conventions, or as most of us know them, Comic-Cons. What is it you guys do? I know you guys do something for an organization each year. What is it that you guys do?
Basically, what we do is we take our fandom, we'll bring it to the shows or events or even car shows, and we'll actually, for fans who don't really, they're big fans of the show, but they don't, there's no way to like, it's like almost like a touch a truck kind of, and, we'll take photographs with them, we'll dress them up in the gear that we use, and then we'll explain like each and everything. If they don't understand a certain item, like the Tesseract and how it's a doorway tool that can actually transport people from one section of the universe to the other. I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. That's all we do.
When you go to these conventions, you do something else, though. What is it that you guys do? I know you're doing something for the DB Farm, and that's how you and I got in touch through DB6, who was actually loving what you guys done. I mean, a little known fact about DB6, everybody, he's a nerd too. I mean, we talk about Star Trek on the show, so obviously he's a nerd. But what is it you do each year at these comic conventions, other than, of course, let everybody know what the fandom's about and all of that? What is it you do for these nonprofits that you choose each year?
We'll actually spread awareness of the certain charities that we actually pick for the year, and then we'll raise money for them by, collecting donations, or if we sell like T-shirts, part of the profits of the T-shirts go straight to the charity that we pick. So for the past 3 years, we were doing Autism Speaks since I started in 2014, and from there to just last year, we raised over $4,000 for just that charity. So this year, we decided to pick a different charity and spread the awareness and let people know, what charities are out there that we know that are really good and need the help.
Wow. I mean, that's awesome, because I know how most of these conventions work. I've not been able to go to any personally because of other obligations and just I'm not able to travel now. But when I was able to travel, I wasn't able to get to any, and that's a struggle in itself, is to actually raise money as a group that is like yours at these conventions. What made you decide to choose the DB Farm?
Well, actually, we were in the midst of switching through charities, and I was a real police law enforcement supporter, and we were going through, and we were going to start raising money for the National Law Enforcement Memorial, but a friend of mine who was actually part of our group, he's a retired Navy vet, and we were having a long conversation, and then he told us about the DB Farm up in New Hampshire. And I started thinking, I'm like, you know what? Let's run it by the whole team, have a nice, group meeting about it, and then put it to a vote and see who wants to do law enforcement or who wants to do the DB Farm. And majority of the DB Farm got picked. So, and we decided to go with the DB Farm, and, that's when we got in touch with you, and we actually like on what you guys do for the veterans.
Wow. First off, thank you so much for choosing the DB Farm. I can't tell you how much not only myself, DB6 and Google, but the vets that's there appreciate it. Most of our listeners and those that follow us know that we rely solely on donations and the community. We have no government income at all, grants, nothing like that. Not to say we're not working on that, but we don't get anything outside private donations and what you guys are doing, these conventions and stuff like that. What is your end outcome with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. New England? I know, like you said, you wanted to bring the fandom and all, but what's the big picture at the end of the day for you guys?
Did we have fun? That's the way we have it. Did we have fun, and did everybody enjoy their time? That's what we want to have it is, you're out, you're having fun, and you're doing something good in the same while.
Right. Yeah, that's a big thing. I mean, even for us, that's why we have DV Radio. I mean, if it wasn't for our community, for our listeners, laughing and having fun, that's the end of the day, conclusion. Did they laugh? Was it worth the 2 hours for them taking out of their Saturday night or Wednesday night or whatever? And did they have fun? So, James, do you guys just do conventions in New England? Do you guys go across the country? How does that work out? And when you do these conventions, do you plan it months ahead of time? Is it a week ahead of time? Is it a pop-up thing? Is it last-minute decisions? How does that work?
Well, right now, we are doing a lot of New England shows, so we're in the general area, but so far, so good. We're actually booked for a show that's down in Orlando, Florida. So, and we'll be traveling from the New England area down to Orlando for a 4-day show. And usually I try to plan it a couple of months in advance. A lot of members that I have we have to plan by the week to see if they can make it or not. Usually it's by the week because we have 2 active military soldiers that we have in our group. One's security forces for the United States Air Force, and the other one is U.S. Army. And I usually have to keep an eye on them and see how the schedule works. If they can make it to the show, that's great. If they can't, they can't. So lately, the guy from the Air Force, they decided to put him on the weekends instead of the week because he was enjoying his weekends too much.
Yeah, that's how the military works. That I'm glad you brought that up. So you have 2 veterans or active duty service members, I should say, in the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. New England. When you go to these shows and these conventions, do you meet or run into a lot of veterans or active duty or reserve, National Guard?
Actually, we do run into a lot of them. Recently we did Atlantic City, New Jersey. One of the guys who's actually retired from the Marine Corps, he ran into at least 5 or 6 vets that came up to the table. 4 of them were Marines. The other 2 was Navy. So they were having a great old time chatting, bringing up old war stories and everything. And it was what brought a lot of people to the table. And they were all asking questions about us.
Now, it seems like a lot of these conventions and shows are based not only around the fandom of the TV shows and movies and what have you, but a lot of it sounds like a lot of camaraderie. Like it's specific to, like veterans. You get a group of veterans together and, it's like we all knew each other without knowing each other. Is it the same way with you guys?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, you got, we were all, a lot of people that were part of my group were like 2 of my best friends that are in the group. And the other ones, it just, they came by the table and we just chatted up. We all became friends and that's the way it went.
Nice. Now, you said you guys sell merchandise. What if somebody wants to be a part of what you guys are doing for the DV Farm, or next year when you have another nonprofit or organization that you're raising money for, but they can't make it to these shows? Is there a way they can maybe buy merchandise or donate or contribute in some way, shape, or form?
Yeah, what we always tell them is, if they see anything that's on the table that they'd like to have, they can have. You can buy it. If it comes down to where they just don't want to, there's nothing on the table that they like, but they want to donate, but they don't have it on them, we always direct them straight to the website that the charity has set up, and we say just directly, make the donation straight to them. We try to aim that way, and then, or if they want to just throw like $1 in the donation bin, throw it in the donation bin.
Nice. I love what you guys are doing. I love how you guys are set up. I love that you're taking something that's popular, because it's getting hugely popular by the day. I mean, this used to be like the stigma of the civilian world. If you went to a Comic-Con, let's shun them. I mean, it was basically witches, and today it's the exact opposite. It's the cool thing to do. You keep bringing up this truck, and I've got to get you to explain to our listeners what this truck looks like. I mean, when I seen it, I actually thought it was a prop from the television show. I'm not gonna lie. I saw that, and I was like, what the hell? How'd they get their hands on that? Could you real briefly tell our listeners what you're talking about with this truck?
Well, I got 2 of them. I got the older one is it was just a regular S10 pickup truck that we decaled up, put some lights on it. I painted it flat black. We started bringing that to shows, and then we have the newest SUV, where it was an old cop car that when I purchased it, it was black and white. I painted the doors, did the same thing. I put the decals on it, put the lights on it. And then we started taking it to shows. We just made sure that when we looked at the vehicles on the TV show, they would match as much as we could. And they had the same color pattern for the light bar to flash, and not, make sure we didn't do anything wrong. Like have like red and blue, and technically it was amber.
Right. Is there anything that you'd like for our listeners to know, whether it's events or something about, the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. of New England or anything that you want to make sure that our listeners or anyone that's listening to the podcast knows?
Just follow us on Facebook and come to events and say hi to us. Don't be shy. If you see us sitting around at our table or if you see us in a parking lot, say hi. I'm always glad to have people take pictures of the vehicles. I'm always glad to chat with them for a while. You know, I get it all the time when I get like recently I went to a school where a friend of mine works at, and his coworker was like chatting with me almost for an hour and a half about it and about my truck while I was there. So, I mean, just don't be shy. Say hi to us. Hopefully in the next 6 months, I'll have a website up and running that'll have links to all the charities if anyone wants to donate to the charities. And I'll have also links to any shirts that come through.
Do you guys have a Zephyr 1 or a Globemaster or anything like that?
Well, I can't really say if we have one of those. That's a little secret, but you can kind of see that we have a C5 according to the Facebook. We have a C5 Galaxy, so it's just hidden right now, sitting at one of the airports. We just can't tell you which one.
Nice. For you guys that don't know, that's the aircrafts of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Thank you so much, James. Really quick, so people know where to go at on Facebook. What is your Facebook directory?
It's S.H.I.E.L.D. New England.
Right. And the name of the page is Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. New England. They have the huge Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. airplane, as most of you like to call it, as their cover photo. Before I forget, James, if someone knows of a convention that's coming up that they think that you might be able to benefit from for either the DV Farm or another nonprofit or charity that you're working with at the time, if they want to get in contact with you and get you over to that convention possibly, what's the best way to contact you?
Well, you can contact us through the Facebook page, or you can contact us at my email, that's aosnewengland@gmail.com.
All right. And all of that will be in the description of the podcast below and on our YouTube channel and all of that good stuff. James, thank you so much. Thank you for actually choosing the DV Farm. Like I said, I can't tell you how much not only myself, Google, and DV6 appreciate it, but the veterans as well. Every little bit helps. Thank you so much. And thank you for coming on the show and doing this interview with us.
Yeah, no problem, no problem. I'm glad to actually help out, and I'm glad to be here.
All right. You guys, that was James from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. New England. They're raising money for the DV Farm this year at Comic-Cons. If you see them, go check them out. Spread the word. If you've got an event or a show that's in your area, hit them up on Facebook or email them. Thank you, James. Yeah, they're using this entire year to raise money for the DV Farm. What do you guys think of them using a Comic-Con, these conventions, stuff like that, to shed light not only on what we're doing at the DV Farm, but other charities that they have in the future? What are your guys' thoughts on using these conventions to do something so wonderful and great?
Chair, thanks, gentlemen. Recognize the gentleman from Georgia, Mr. Johnson, for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We could be here for a lot of reasons this morning. We could be looking into the manipulation of Facebook by the Russians to help Donald Trump get elected. We could be looking into the Russian interference with the presidential election. We could be looking at Russian hacking into state election processes. We could be talking about in this committee legislation to protect the Mueller investigation. None of those areas has this committee been involved with during the last 15 months that we've been in session. We could be talking about gun control. We could be talking about the DREAM Act in this committee. No hearings whatsoever. But what we are dealing with today, we're giving a platform to Diamond and Silk. And you ladies are very impressive to me. You have taken something and you have moved forward with it, exercising your First Amendment rights. And you've made a ton of money off of Facebook. Isn't that correct?
Absolutely not, because Facebook censored us for
Donald
6
Trump,
months.
Now, Donald Trump introduced you all at a rally last year, and he introduced y'all saying that you were very popular and you had made a ton of money based on your affiliation with him. Isn't that correct?
Let me tell you what he was doing. He was calling those things that was not as though they were, is what he was doing then. But let me tell you something.
He has given you
Facebook censored us for 6 months.
Hold on one second, ma'am. The point I'm trying to make is you all have been bashing Facebook and you've been making a ton of money. Isn't that correct?
No. Excuse me. No. Wait a minute. Hold on. Unsafe to the community.
You've not been making a ton of money based on your bashing of Facebook?
No. We didn't bash Facebook. What we did was we brought it to the light on how Facebook has been censoring conservative voices like ourselves for 6 months, 29 days, 5 hours, 43 minutes, and 40 seconds. That's what they did.
Now, I can tell you something.
Have you been making money? Have you been monetizing?
They won't let us monetize on Facebook.
So you
they stopped it for 6 months, 29 days.
So they've been messing with your money then.
Exactly.
They limited our page is what they did.
Okay, I gotta stop it. I'm sorry. I can't go any further with that shit.
I was about to stop it too. I was about to do the typing thing and tell you to stop it.
So yeah, he keeps asking the same question and all they will say is no. No, no.
Because he wants to push his agenda,
right?
And they're not having it, and,
right?
And they,
what they could have done, what they could have done is explained what context that was used in and what's happened since then. They never ever actually answer that question at all.
Although they did try to say the context of what Trump was talking about and how everything has changed now that Facebook has banned them.
Right, but when they say that about Trump, they basically said he lied about it. Because at the beginning, they said, he said something that is not. Okay, that was a year ago. We're not talking about right this second. We're asking a question about what Trump asked you then. Give us that answer, give us the context, and then tell us what's transpired since then. That's what they should have done. I'm not against them at all for what they were doing, but at the same time, don't, try to sketch around a fucking question either.
Yeah, but look who's asking the question.
It doesn't matter.
A dumbass.
You know what? Joe Schmo off the streets could be asking me the question.
We could be here talking about Russia.
We hold on. I know, right? We could be here talking about all the things that are currently already being investigated by Congress.
Right, I agree.
Said there's no collusion. And there's no law in the book about collusion. I'm going to be the future president of the United States. I have to talk to all the countries.
Like I said,
collusion.
Like I said, I do agree with what you guys are saying. At that same time, if you're asked a question to help your agenda, you need to answer that question right and then go into what transpired since then, not bounce around and say, no, that was wrong. That was a lie. Because that's pretty much what they said.
Okay. So,
but they did answer his you've made a ton of money off of Facebook since you started bashing them.
Well, and they said no, but I'm talking. But when he would ask about the Trump one, that's the one I'm talking about. They never really answered it. They said it was a lie. So that's what pissed me off.
That's the only one.
I'm like, you're sitting there lying to the guy. Stop it. Just fucking answer the goddamn question honestly, truthfully, and then go on about your day. That's all you gotta do. Don't and then they jump at him like he just asked if they murdered somebody. Like, calm your tits, okay? Calm down. Get the sand out of your vagina.
You know the story. Forget what you're hearing on this. You do know the story behind these two women, right?
No, and I really don't care. I've never heard of Diamond and Silk. I don't give a shit about Diamond and Silk because I don't buy that shit.
But because they're conservative, as soon as it come out and everything, it's like they're being censored and stuff.
Yeah.
They don't fit the narrative.
Well,
so
that's nothing new. That's nothing new. I mean,
I understand that, but look, and it's the same thing with Kanye. You know that if you don't, it's all about free speech and open ideas, and everybody is a flower as long as you follow that path that they're preaching.
So how do we fix it?
You don't agree with it, you're going to be banished.
So how do we fix it?
Well, we'll have to call Mark Zuckerberg.
How do we fix it?
Until we get the stick out of his ass.
How do we fix it? How do we fix it so politicians don't do that and the media don't do that? See, we can sit here. Listen. We can sit here. We can sit here and we can bitch about them doing this and them doing that all day. But if we don't fix it, and obviously nobody's trying to fix it because they're just bantering at each other, which they just fucking
fix an ideology?
Well, that's what I'm asking you.
You know how we made fun of decades, stupid people, and now this is what we get. It's been funny for 20 years, and now they're adults, and people believe in whatever is said. There's no fact checking. There's nothing. It's like, the earth is flat again, and, whatever. Sex with your dog is okay. For some of you guys, that's good news.
Oh, man.
I don't always menomina, but when I do.
I've got to get that on Cellbite Recoil. You got to send me that.
That's good.
Oh my god. I'm so glad I wasn't drinking my drink.
Breaking news. Democrats have filed a lawsuit on behalf of North Korean nuclear scientists for putting them out of work. Chuck Schumer is a special independent investigation into Russian collusion with North Korea. Ninth Circuit Court has ruled the Korean War must continue.
Oh, man.
Remember, Trump was going to start World War III? And now it's Trump had nothing to do with this. I love it. Love it.
I know.
You can't have it both ways. I'm not trying to. I don't care. But I just going in the comment section is comical.
It's amazing. It's amazing how many people have no concept whatsoever of diplomacy through strength. If you're gonna become the president of the United States and spend your first few months in office going around bowing and apologizing to every leader of the world, they're gonna have no fucking respect for you whatsoever. But if you say, you know what, I kind of got my finger on the fucking button here, so they might take you a little bit more seriously.
So what I love about the fact that we've got Trump right now, you guys know personally him as a person, I don't care too much for him. When it comes to business and running shit, I love 99% of what he does. But the fact that the country has bitched. We don't need a politician in office. We need the working man. We need a businessman. We get a working man. We get a businessman, and he's a racist. He's a bigot. He's a sexualist.
Well,
he's this. He's that.
Look,
we don't want it now.
That's the same smear campaign that was used against us.
But you let him get out of office.
I get it. I mean, there are so
will you let me finish, Six? Will you let me finish?
I thought you were done.
No, I wasn't. You walked on.
No, he needs at least 15 more minutes.
How do you like it?
Hey, since you mentioned Trump and being a businessman,
thoughts. Let him finish.
I was waiting for him to. But nothing.
If Bo was married, he would know that women never answer direct question. Always argue everything. Tree hugger. Oh, I'm not muted. Sorry.
This moment of silence is dedicated to Bo's lost thought.
Nope, that ship is sailed. But
that's my line.
But we do have to go to break. So after the break, we're going to have junk that's in the news. You are tuned in to Barracks Talk right here on WDBRDBRadio.net.
Okay, redo. I can't do it now.
Let's dubstep it up a little bit.
Number 2.
Remix.
Number 2.
Remix.
Number 2.
Remix.
Okay, redo.
Number 2.
Remix. That's what happens when you're reading.
Add a little spice to your life with the Scroll discussions right here on dvradio.net. Wednesdays, 2000 ATO Eastern. Oh, yes.
Man, we should keep that one.
You know what really grinds my gears? So many people think I care about their opinion, but I don't.
You know what I mean, Diane. You know that I love you. Now get out of my room!
Oh, you want to go and I press charges? Look, I'm a disabled and I have problems.
Leave us your 30-second rant on dysfunctionalveterans.com so you can hear it on the upcoming episode of Barracks Talk only on dvradio.net.
You, America. Fuck you!
Hey, you sophisticated fuckers, we may not be
on the cover of the Rolling Stone,
but we have all the music you could ask for. Every music genre. But if there's a song that's not on the station that you want to hear,
baby, you can have wherever you like. I said you can have wherever you like. Yeah.
let us know. Email us at info@dvradio.net, leave a post on our Facebook page, or tweet us on Twitter. Don't forget to like and follow because it's anytime you want. And like Mom always said,
ladies love country boys.
Because
I get whiskey bent, hellbound.
Always remember and never forget, we always
got your six, won't go down, never gonna quit, don't turn back, 'cause I got your six.
DV Radio.
You're listening to WDVR on dvradio.net. You ready for some more fuckery and shenanigans, assholes? We're back with DV Radio.
You big dummy. President lies is not called a lie. It's called executive privilege. I'm Fred G. Sanford, and the G is for Guadalcanal. Want to see my diary? Were you a veteran? That's right. Oh, did you see much action? Well, only on leave.
And now, it's time to find out what stupid junk is in the news. All right, so it seems that this past week we've had some butthurt parents and some college students that have needed some extra help. So let's just start with the parents. California bans parents from pulling kids from obscene LGBT sex ed class. And the image that they used is absolutely hilarious because it's the teacher apparently showing these kids it's not really a dildo, but it's kind of used as one. But she's like, hey, they stick the penis here and they stick the penis here, and it's like up their ass and stuff. It's pretty crazy. But California is about to implement compulsory. Never mind. California enacted the Healthy Youth Act in 2015, and is banning parents from pulling their kids out of these classes.
What are they? Sex ed classes?
It is, but it's for the LGBTQ community. Right. And it's not, see, for me, it's not something like, I don't care about, sex ed classes. I think it's more the way that the teacher is doing it and teaching her class that has the parents angry. See, it's pretty crazy.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't the initial point in sex ed just to keep kids from getting knocked up when they were 16?
I'm not even sure about that, but
Well, yeah.
I mean, when did it become a sodomy how-to class?
I know, right? Well, I'm not sure, but this Healthy Youth Act, it has some pretty strict guidelines that they're supposed to be learning about in this sex ed class, such as the law mandates that lessons and materials affirmatively recognize varying sexual orientations and that they be inclusive of same-sex relationships. Instruction must take a positive view of gender confusion and explore the harm of negative gender stereotypes. But when your teacher is demonstrating on how to use a strap-on dildo as part of the curriculum for this sex ed class, that's an issue. I'm sorry, but these kids don't need to know that.
Tomorrow we're going to talk about scissoring, something everyone talks about, but no one actually does.
I mean, come on. Oh my god. It's it's pretty crazy. I'm sorry, but this is I think this teacher has lost it. She should actually be banned from teaching sex ed.
Maybe she can go with the college professor and teach ISIS or something and convert her students.
That's a possibility right there. Now, the University of Utah, and I've seen a lot of memes.
Where's my lighter?
Over the past 2 days. Military memes. But because the University of Utah installs cry closets in library for stressed students. The cry closet is mainly because, well, college is difficult, school is difficult, and exams are just horrible, apparently. Nemo Miller, a senior at the university, created the closet, which was placed in the middle of the Marriott library. It wasn't just placed in a corner. No, it's in the middle of the library. And Nemo says, one aspect of humanity that I am currently exploring is connections and missed connections through communication. It's been interesting to watch the response to this piece about human emotions, and I'm proud to see the power of art in action. And the statement on the door says, the space is meant to provide a place for students studying for finals to take a short 10-minute break. Although it is a cry closet now. Yep.
With teddy
it's
bears.
Crazy. Now, the memes that I've been seeing are all like the military, with your gas mask on, going into the gas
I haven't. Where are these memes at? I can get them up on the page.
And it says I've been in a cry closet too. So I think the memes have definitely outdone everything else. Here, I'll send you this one. This one is 6. It's of a bunch of They look like Marine uniforms. They're all already in the gas chamber.
Are you
some
putting
of them
in
don't
a host
have.
chat?
Yeah, some of them don't have their mask on, and it says, "My college also had a cry closet."
Wank shank. Oh, here we go.
It's so funny that these colleges apparently need cry closets because
Just a good way to prepare them for the real world, you know?
I know.
No wonder China's kicking our ass and the Japanese. Fucking. I mean, that's what the caravan's all about, right? They heard we have cry closets.
Yeah.
I guess I have to install a cry closet at the fabrication shop now.
I do it. Do it.
I'll just get an old refrigerator box and put it in the corner.
We have a cry closet here at the farm. It's called the bathroom. Ah!
God.
Otherwise known as the birthing room.
But for them to try to justify this, it's just kind of funny. Let's put it.
Hurry up with the news. I'm so.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Six. I do have audio for this next story. It's the Take Your Child to Work Day. That was, what was it, like Thursday? Anyway, listen to the audio real quick. It's only like a minute long.
Should we take your children into the Oval Office? Can we leave your parents out here? So I'm thinking about bringing them in, but okay, ready? Do you want your parents in the Oval Office or out? I agree. Come on, let's go. We'll go to the Oval Office. They know what they're saying. Who's in there? Yours? Come on. Sorry, parents.
No, it was Take Your Kid to Work Day, and as always, the White House press corps took their kid to work, and I think it's pretty hilarious because last year Trump did something similar to this, but this year he gets the kids involved, and actually at the very end they're walking into the Oval Office, and you could hear some of the kids going like, "Bye," like, "You can't come in." I think it's hilarious. I think it's hilarious. So these kids know what's going on.
You see that, kids? That's Bill Clinton's cum stain, and over there is where Monica Lewinsky did her cigar dance.
I didn't see that on Designated Survivor.
Well, I don't know. But of course the headline for this particular article that I had pulled up was Trump ridicules adults in the media on Take Your Child to Work Day. There's been some other pretty crazy headlines for the Take Your Kid to Work Day, but I think the audio says it all. I think the audio is definitely what was needed there. All right, and finally, you know what? I was scrolling Facebook earlier, and remember I said the thing about Kanye West and how his wife, Kim Kardashian, had gone to Twitter and apologized and was trying to convince him to stop saying what he was saying. Well, apparently she has a new perfume out that is based on her scent. And to promote it, she's posing nude. I'm like, yeah, you can really be talking about your husband when you're not exactly helping your image here. I thought it was pretty hilarious.
Oh my God! One of the comments: many corporations today have they spell quiet rooms to think or take a break and admit it. It's a lot better than not having one. Oh my fucking God! Yeah, put that in a.
Is that on one of the gas chamber memes?
It's on the news story that just went up.
The cry closet.
I'm gonna put the one you just
That's
sent
so
me
funny.
in the comments.
That's so funny.
The funny thing is up until now, people just went into the shitter if they needed a quiet moment.
Or they go outside. You know?
Why can't we have a range?
Well,
yeah.
we can't have a range. Come on now. We're trying to ban guns. Here, I'm going to the range. Trying to ban guns.
Indoor.
But we're going to the range.
You can fill it with stuffed animals, too. We just get to shoot those.
Shoot them with what? A pellet gun?
It's a range.
Right, but we're trying to ban guns. So you can't have a real range.
Who said that?
Oh my goodness. Anyway, 6. All right. So finally, last week we went through some of the things that millennials are killing. I'll cover just a couple more. There's like 70 on the list. But one of the things that I found kind of amusing is that apparently millennials are killing fabric softener. I find that amusing, especially since they're eating Tide Pods. But I guess that makes sense if you're killing fabric softener by doing something else. They're also killing department stores like, Macy's and Sears. I think those stores were a long time going out anyway.
Well, yeah, most people can't afford the shit they sell in those fucking places.
Exactly. I mean, the majority of us go to Walmart or Target or, like other secondhand stores. Yeah, they're killing designer handbags, which, again, I'm not surprised because we can't afford them anyway. Just like they don't like to go to home improvement stores like Home Depot and Lowe's and places like that. It's really hurting.
We have like one mom and pop hardware store left in our area. And if there's anything that I can get from them rather than one of the box stores, I go to them even if I pay a little bit more.
Yep. It's crazy. All right, that's all the ones I'm going to cover today.
Woo!
Well, you're like not being very involved.
I'm been up since dark. Here it comes, Manamana, dark 30.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Nobody answered me in chat, so I'm still here. Yeah, you all just ignore it. Don't nobody say nothing. He's trying to get out of here. He's falling asleep.
I don't know what the question was that you put in chat.
Yeah,
I guess it depends.
I can make it 9 more minutes, 8.5.
Oh boy.
So I was going to say, we got a whopping 8 minutes left. We'll be all right.
You can handle it from here?
Hey, I do have one other thing. This past week, James Comey has been going around doing all of his interviews and stuff, and I remember Bo, before the break, mentioned that Trump was a businessman. Well, not according to James Comey, because he was asked a question, and Comey's response was that he is not really a businessman because he was just a real estate mogul.
Right. Yeah, I heard that. He's not really a businessman. Yeah, because running an empire like that is, it's not a real business. It's not a business.
Exactly. I thought that was pretty hilarious. I'm like, right, because
now let me ask you, right? Isn't this the same Comey that all these people that are having him on these shows and they're praising him? Isn't this the same one that all these people are calling for him to be fired? Like last year? Oh,
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't recall that. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm trying to answer the question in a way that he would. Yes, it is.
I do not recall.
I know. I don't recall that. my recollection is quite different than yours. Well, your definition of leaking is also quite different than the rest of the world. Isn't it
just crazy, like how he is somehow a hero now to everybody when he was like the most hated guy, and they were the same people that are praising him or the ones that are like calling for his head. He should be fired, remember? And it was before Trump even took office.
Yep.
It just blows my mind, like how, everybody's like, oh, drop every word he says. Like, yeah, I don't know. All right, it's past my 7 minutes.
Oh my God.
Well, I don't drink. I don't do drugs. It's like, I'm sitting there like,
What does that have anything to do with you feeling tight?
Somebody said it in chat. Two people said it. I see it. Thank you, Antipsychotic and PTSDog. Guys.
Oh my God.
I've been given the okay. Oh, wow. Now they're telling me to go see strippers, Google.
What?
Yeah, in chat.
Well, if it came from DV Radio chat, you have to do it.
Yeah.
That's like a triple dog dare.
Oh my God.
Has anybody seen Bo?
No, because he's at his house and we're not.
Where'd he go?
To the dog side.
Well, you kind of pissed him off, Six. Told you.
What?
That you kind of pissed him off.
I didn't hear anything. That's getting old.
Wait, what was it that you said earlier, Recoil?
What was that?
What was it you said earlier before the break?
I don't always phenomena, but when I do.
I'm sorry, I had to.
Well, if you don't want to
that actually came from Antipsychotic.
If you don't want to do on Facebook, Recoil, where can you go anonymously and phenomena?
That shit's about as wrong as two boys fucking. Come on.
Right. You can anonymously phenomena over at dvbarracks.com. Boy, that's quite the tongue twister. Anonymously phenomena. And publicly do. But anyway, you can head over to dvbarracks.com. That's our forum. That gets you off of Facebook, away from the prying eyes of your friends, family, coworkers, boss, and all the other people that you are stupid enough to let be your friends on Facebook. And you can post whatever you want. So head on over to dvbarracks.com. You can set yourself up an account using either your Facebook login or your email. I prefer my email, but you do what you want. And then once you have an account created, go to the top right-hand corner of the screen. You can click on your profile there. You can change your picture to any picture you want. You can change your name to any call sign that you want to use, and you're free to use the forum in anonymity. There's a lot of cool shit over there. There's the typical DV fuckery that you would expect, but there is also my personal favorite, which is the peer support section, and that's brothers and sisters like you and me looking out for brothers and sisters like you and me. So one last time, that's dvbarracks.com.
That's dvbarracks.com, the DV forum, anonymously phenomena over there at dvbarracks.com on the DV forum. Also, you can go to YouTube, Dysfunctional Veterans and DV Radio. You can subscribe, click the little bell icon to be notified of when we put up a new video. And yes, we're putting up new videos on Dysfunctional Veterans very soon. DV6 just needs to get his head out of his fourth point of contact so we can actually make fucking videos for you guys. Then
we're going to do it tomorrow.
Go over to Twitter at DV_DV Radio. Follow us. I try to talk to you guys as much as possible on there. Sometimes shit gets in the way, but that's the way the cookie crumbles, as Jim Carrey said in that one, movie. So do all of that. Then we have Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. New England. Go check them out on Facebook.com/S.H.I.E.L.D. New England. And if you want to contact James with any questions, comments, or know of any Comic-Con conventions or any other Comic-Cons that they might be interested in, email him at aosnewengland@gmail.com. All of that information will be in the description below. PTSDog's Service Dog Show will be tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and he's going to be talking to Coyote Moon about Banner, the superhero service dog, and I believe that's about it. Did I forget anything? Didn't think so. Go over to mydbstore.com, dbfarm.org, smile.amazon.com. Make DB Farm your charity of choice. No hidden fees or extra costs. And a portion of your shopping cart goes directly to the DB Farm. Again, that's smile.amazon.com. Make DB Farm your charity of choice. Recoil, for our listeners, before we go.
As always, be safe and keep looking out for each other, fuckers.
Google.
Have a good night. We're finishing 2 minutes early.
DB6.
Can I go to bed now?
And we are going to have Contraband. We are going to have Contraband just a couple of minutes after the show actually ends. You got to give me a few minutes to set everything over so that can play. But we will have Contraband with David Libby right after that. If you're listening to us on podcast, sorry, you should have listened to us live right here on dbradio.net. Barracks Talk at 9 p.m. every single Saturday. Until next week, Popsicles, that's been Barrett's Talk with DV6. Google, Recoil, myself, Bonerwood. Bye-bye.
Hit us up on Facebook and Twitter.
That's all, folks.
Goodbye, motherfucker!
DV Radio.